I'm Coach Trachtenberg, head coach here at Rosemont College outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I'm here with Figured Out Baseball to help coach our coaches in terms of coaching third base. It's important to practice being a third base coach. It may be the head coach, him or herself, that is coaching third, or it could be an assistant. But get that individual in that coaching box during scrimmages, during inter squads, and even during practices when you're doing base running drills. It's important to get repetitions doing it. It's also important to recognize there's a safety element to being in the third base coaching box with our right-handed hitters. So again, make sure you're standing an appropriate distance away and keep your head up on balls put into play in your direction. Now, as a third base coach, you have many responsibilities, but I'd say the top one is going to be knowing the game situation and relaying that information to both your batter and your base runners, particularly those very crucial ones that have made it to third base. It's very different for this runner if they're on base at third with 0 outs compared to 2 outs. Some things we can help our base runners with when they get to third base: we can let them know about the running lane to home. Is it perhaps a slick day on a muddy surface? Is it a natural turf that's going to, again, move pretty nicely, or is it a synthetic turf that might be slick that day? Our backstop, how deep is it? How good is the catcher at keeping balls in front? Those are all things we are going to see over the course of a game as a coach in this third base box that our base runner might only experience once during the game that they get to third base. Relaying this information is important. Relaying information to our base runners about arm strength. These are things we could take note on from infield, outfield, or watch the game. Depth of outfielders too, and even infielders if the infield is up compared to back in different situations. One last item I'd touch on would be tagging up from third base. This can be for all bases too. My school of thought is that the base runner should watch the baseball as it's in flight. They should put themselves in a good running position, but keeping their eyes on the ball that's in flight. If it's a ball down the left field line, they can turn their body this way. Otherwise, their body is turned in this direction, and they're looking at the ball so that they know when to take off when the ball makes contact with the glove, the body, or the ground. My job as a third base coach is to be down the line in foul territory to let that player know to go or to not go. Generally, it would be a go or a no rather than no go. And with this, we're letting our player know that they are indeed taking off when the ball does touch the glove. We can let them know to break it down as well, which would mean to fake going. But again, whatever your verbal cues are, allow the player to watch the flight of the ball. And with the depth of that ball, if they're tagging up, we can also let them know to wait so that they're not trying to leave too early if the ball is 400 feet away from home plate. Again, these are some things we can do as a base coach, particularly at third base, to help our runners out, whatever the position may be, and even to take control of the game with our batter to help them know the game situation with the number of outs, the count, and those types of situations. Practice being a third base coach. Be on the bases when you're doing base running drills, when you're doing defensive reps with base runners, and in your scrimmages. Again, I'm Coach Trachtenberg with Figured Out Baseball and head coach here at Rosemont College.